Hello everyone, my name is Ann Harbert and I'd like to welcome you to my little demonstration on how to make glass plate flowers. First of all, I'm going to just talk about some of the items that you're going to need for this. A lot of us have glass plates from our mothers and our grandmothers, or from Value Village, Salvation Army. I have a stash of them. Just ask Roger. So you would have little plates like this, and I'll show you how they get assembled. And then for the center of your flower, you can use a little tea light holder like this. I'll put it on there so you can see it better. Or little shot glasses. They do come in handy occasionally. The other thing that you'll need is E6000 glue. It's a very fast drying glue, and it's good in the house or outside. So it's a multi-purpose one. And the other thing that you will need is a little plumbing item. It's ABS, made out of ABS elbow, and sort of PVC, and costs less than $1. And that's how you're going to attach it on the back so that you can stand it up in your garden. So I'll just show you how we assemble one first. Here's a lovely little glass plate. This is a HomeSense purchase. I also got a set of these from HomeSense. I love this because it's a bit of a flower shape as well, and color. Then this is like a little glass candy plate, and I would put that in the middle. Then this is a little crystal candle holder with a little hole in the center to hold the candle. So you would glue all of these. I'm going to do that with another one in a few minutes. But the big thing is to make sure that your centerpiece, where your stamens and anthers or pistils would normally be, that you have something that represents the center of the flower. And you want to have some kind of a dramatic effect. So here I have a little light green one in the center, and it's nice because this has a bump on the bottom, and that fits inside of that hole. So then I just have to glue around it, but it's kind of blah. So I didn't like that one in there. This one is a bit of a burgundy one. It looks a little better. It could work. Then this is the tea light, which is the dark green. That could also work as well. But then I have a darker green shot glass. Can you tell I'm not a drinker? And that one looks quite nice. So this is what I would assemble to make a glass plate flower. Now that would be a medium-sized flower. I'm going to show you a different size flower plate that I've already done up. As you can see, nothing's going to fall off because they're all glued. On this particular one, I embellished it by putting little glass beads around it, and it picked up the color of the blue in around this plate. So here I've got a nice glass plate, a china plate, another glass plate, and this is a candle holder. But I don't want the big white piece in the center to be the candle, to be the center of the flower. So again, I've looked at different colored glasses. Now this doesn't fit as well. The little shot glasses don't fit as well in there, but that might have been good. But I do have another shot glass, which is a nice aqua color and fits quite nicely in there. So eventually I will glue that into the inside. But for this one, I want to show you what you do at the end. You never put this last piece in, because you have to, until you put the piece on the back, because you have to turn it over and the pressure of all of the plates on this little thing might just be too much and break it. So we turn it over, we get the little PVC elbow, and my husband has sanded it a little bit at the back so it's flat and will fit better on here. So what you do is you line this up with the center, get your E6000 glue out, and I didn't want to be just gluing in front of you all afternoon or evening, so put this on here, and you put a good amount so it can spread over the plate, because sometimes the plates aren't all even like this one, so you want to get the glue into all of the grooves. So there's a nice amount, and you put it onto the back, in the center of the back, and then it really won't matter. So you leave that to solidify. Now it might take half an hour so that it doesn't move. You can see it's still kind of wiggly. And then I'm going to show you what we use to put your flower into the ground. This is a rebar that's plastic coated, and it's plastic coated green. I get these at Home Depot. This size was $7 or $6.97, and then the one that's another foot longer is $8. And very weather resistant, and with this color it kind of melds into the greens in your garden. So I'll just show you where it goes on the plate, or on the back. You stick it in the inside of here, and then once this is all solid, it will then go into the ground, and the plate goes on top of it. So what I'm going to show you now is another plate, which I have in blues. I love this because it reminds me of larkspur and delphiniums. And I do try to use colors that are colors within the garden as well. So in this one, I have a blue plate on the bottom, a blue flower, which will go here, and I'll glue that in a minute. A little glass plate that has lots of nice little edges and looks like petals. Then another little candle holder. And then to determine what color I'm going to use inside, I looked at the light blue one, and it kind of just washed out in there. I looked at this one, but it would have been too wobbly to fit on top of this candle holder. Then I looked at the green tea light. There's possibilities there. But then I looked at this darker blue shot glass that I had, and I thought, no, that is perfect. So what I'm going to do is show you how we assemble them. So everything's been washed, so there's no grease on it. I washed it in hot soapy water and dried them off. So for this one, I'm applying on the back here, I'm checking to see where the highest points are on this plate. And then I apply glue to all of those high spots. Normally I would be doing this with the garden doors open here, or the dining room doors open, because this can be pretty, well, it's not too smelly actually. The E6000 is a lot better than some of the other glues that are around. I think I'm going to just put it down so I can squeeze this tube a little better. I don't know, the older I get, the less strength I have in my hands. It gets frustrating at times. Okay, I'm just gonna finish putting this on. So you put a good amount of glue so it'll spread around once you put it back down on the plate. So I put that down, and then I eye it to make sure that it's even. Like right now, this petal is right over to the edge and there's lots of plate showing here. So I'm moving it around so it's distributed equally around the plate. And then I press down on it. Now this will take a little while to set, but there's lots of glue there, so that'll work. And then I take my other piece. I usually use 4 to 5 pieces on a flower plate. Now on this one, when I look at the back, I know you can't see it here, but I feel for where the highest level is on the back, and it's this rim here. So I'm just going to move this out of the way just for a minute. And then I put glue all around this rim. So you can see why I did some of them up ahead of time, so it wouldn't be everybody watching and gluing things. But this is just to give you an indication that you don't have to glue all over the bottom of it, just the high points. And make sure you get it all around, because this is going to be outside and you want to make sure that water doesn't get in behind these pieces. So then you just immediately take it over to this dish and position it nicely so that you get some of these little points in between these holes here. And I'll mention now, the reason I didn't put any embellishments on this plate is that this plate has a rim, and it's very hard to keep these little buttons, glass buttons or glass beads in place unless it's on a flat surface. Otherwise, you're standing there for 25 minutes holding 2 beads, and that's not a lot of fun. So there, that's already looking good. Then I take the candle holder, again looking for the high points in this, and it's the center of it. So I'll turn this upside down. I discovered yesterday you don't let the E6000 rest on any styrofoam because it eats through it. So that was a lesson learned yesterday when I was doing my practice round. So squeeze a lot out, move it around. And put that in the center. And then when that beautiful one is all done, I will put the PVC elbow on the back, and then we'll have another flower ready to go. I've got one that I did, another one that I'll show you here. And as I say, I like using the colors that are complementary and that are very similar to flowers that you would have in the garden as well. So this one has the little glass beads on the edge in gold, a lot of crystal or glass plates, and then in the center here I have a gold tone bowl. Then I have a crystal candle holder here that will reflect the sun, and then a little gold tea light here. And all I need to do to finish this off is to put the PVC pipe in the end. So doesn't want it. There we go. It's sitting in there. So there's other ways that other plates that you can use. In this case here, this is one I'm going to finish up later on, is I've used a rather deeper plate in a gold tone. Then I've used, again, a complement in the same tone, a yellow one that fits right into the bottom. And then I've used this little crystal dish And you know how ashtrays aren't used very much anymore? You can always collect them up and use them. And then I have this type of candle holder, which you can see, which will fit very nicely in the middle here. And then I decided to use this sort of peachy tone shot glass. It has this rounded piece on the bottom, then there's a hole for the candle here. So this will fit in here, and we'll have a beautiful gold tone, peachy tone glass plate flower. So that's just to give you an idea of what you can use, how they get used. And let's see, oh, just to show you, this has only been about 5 minutes, and this PVC pipe is already almost totally set in here. And once that is set, then I'll put the center in here, and this will be ready to go. So thank you very much. Thank you for joining me.